Hello Taurus, thanks for clicking on this video. So today I'm hoping to get some sweet messages for career. It doesn't only have to be career, it could also be soul path, soul mission, life path, life mission, hobbies, passions, yeah, anything of the sort like that. Next week we will be doing love, so stay tuned for that. That almost came out. If it comes out, it comes out. We will know it was meant to be. Okay. So I'm just going to be getting a message from the Sacred Geometry Oracle deck. Ooh, I feel like this is the one that came out. That almost came out. Ooh, lovely. All right. Put this back here. All right. So we have Synergy and Merkaba. Synergy and Merkaba. Merkaba. I always say Merkaba. Merkaba. I'm pretty sure it's Merkaba. Don't quote me on that though. So Synergy says, the frequency of synergy supports our allowance and acceptance of the not so obvious, never seen before combinations and unions that result in new ways of functioning, working, thinking, relating, loving, and being. It reminds us to embrace the unfamiliar so that new yet exciting co-creations can give birth to a new reality. Yeah, don't be afraid of change. I know that for an earth sign, it's not easy to take on change. They like to stay in the same place for quite some time. It's not easy if change doesn't come easy to you, just remind yourself that you're always being guided to the next best thing. You know, you never know. You never know what's right around the corner. This seems like a theme going on with all the signs so far. There's lots of change. Oh my gosh, and I'm just realizing both of these numbers add up to 5. They break down to 5. This is 32 and this is 41. So they both come down to 5. Yeah, so change is definitely going to be a theme in this reading. If you're afraid of change, this message is probably for you. So this is Merkaba. The frequency of Merkaba supports our ability to use our consciousness to traverse. Let me start again. The frequency of Merkaba supports our ability to use our consciousness to traverse into other layers of reality and dimensions. It activates our access to our Akashic inheritance as well, merging the totality of our experiences into our present to serve our highest purpose. Wow! So maybe this is about, your purpose, your way of spreading light to your community. I love that. I'm going to keep these over here. And we're going to keep change in mind, I suppose. So I'm going to start off with this. I'm just going to shuffle a little bit. I hope you're enjoying your day so far. We'll see what messages come out. I did already do a pre-shuffle to try to get some information before we start, but I'm going to keep that off camera from now on. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll decide to change that. Who knows? I also did meditate on Taurus's energy, and I got a few messages from that. Lovely. So at the bottom of the deck we have the 10 of Pentacles. Beautiful. This is everything. If you're afraid of change, if you're afraid of change, how do I word this? Your guides could be trying to lead you to your happiness. And if you're afraid of change and you're resisting change, then those new wonderful things can't come in to guide you to everything that you want. So keep that in mind. Keep in mind how often you're trying to resist change, and you know, let resistance go. Let what needs to fall away to fall away. I wouldn't be surprised if the Tower comes out. But we'll see. We'll see how this goes. Yeah, okay. Oh my goodness, okay. Yeah, so I feel like right now you are kind of keeping quiet about the direction you're planning on going in. I feel like you are kind of maybe being a little secretive in some way. You're just holding, I feel like I'm feeling from this card that you're holding something back from like the public. Your friends, your family, you know, social media. You're kind of like keeping yourself a little hidden on something. I feel like you want to move forward, but you're thinking that it's going to be too hard to do so. I'm feeling like you're wanting to make a change, but you're feeling like it's going to be too hard. You're thinking of all of your burdens here, you're thinking of all the things that could go wrong. You're thinking of all the things that like don't really have an answer to how they're gonna work out. You're thinking of all of the things that could stop you, but deep down you really want this for yourself. You're trying to give yourself the power to do so and manifest it, and you have a lot of options in where you're going next. That's what I feel. I feel like you have a lot of options in your next journey. And having a lot of options can sometimes be difficult because you don't know which one is going to be the best path to take. In the past, I see you were standing in a very grounded place. Very grounded, very abundant, very giving, charitable, you know, has it all and ready to give it all. And also, the King of Pentacles is typically someone who is in like the perfect relationship as well. So you could have been in like a perfect situation, a perfect job situation. You could have really enjoyed your job. You could have had just a very good business partner, you know, someone that you share a passion with, you know, or it could just plainly be a relationship. You were really good in a relationship. You were with your perfect pair in the past. So something was really working out for you in the past, but I feel you're wanting to make these changes. I wrote down changes in foundation, but you're thinking it's going to be too hard. You're thinking of all the things that could go wrong. It feels risky to you. But your future is walking away from something that doesn't serve you, something that's not for your highest good, and probably walking to the direction of something that is for your highest good, your purpose, you know, your version of spreading light, whatever that may be. There's a million different ways that you can spread light in your everyday life, in your hobbies, in your job. You can work spreading light into your everyday life in any way. So whatever it is, there's a way to make it so that you are spreading positivity and you're doing good. Take any hobby and you can do that. You know, Like comedy, you know, uplifts people's spirit. It raises people's vibration. And obviously it's not good to rely on comedy to only do that, but it's great, at least in the moment, just to get somebody's vibration higher so that they can maybe hear their angels to go down the street and do this or whatever, you know what I mean? Like it's just whatever project it is, it's you can find a way to make it your a soul mission, you know, a bigger purpose than what you may expect. Sweets. Let me look at this one too. The worlds. This is showing me that you have a good attitude on the topic. Something obviously must have happened to get you to this good attitude, because prior you were thinking of all the things that could go wrong. But this walking away from something that doesn't serve you, I feel like it puts you in a place where you're feeling lucky, like you're kind of like ready to, you know, pass out your cup and, you know, apply to places, or, you know, put work into that passion, or whatever it may be. You're feeling lucky, and you're definitely in the midst of a world change. Like the world that you've been living in, that once was serving you, but it turned into not serving you. Once that ends, you're going to be going into a new journey, and you're surrounded by like you're currently about to embark on some sort of cycle or journey that could last a good amount of time. What you're doing next could be there for a good amount of time. Queen of Swords. I feel like this is a character. Someone. Queen of Swords. What is this Queen of Swords? Oh. Strength. What is this Queen of Swords? Temperance. Wow. Two majors. Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords could be someone that you work with. It could be like a business partner that you're going to be going into business with. It seems like they're strong, they're balanced, they are, there's going to be equal give and take with this person. You're going to be in collaboration with them. I feel like you're being guided to meet them, maybe, or being guided at least to work with them. Because this Strength card always, because of the little symbol above her head, it always makes me think of like divine guidance. You know, like being guided to something or someone, or something that's for your higher good. And with this Temperance card, she's you know, there's an even give and take. She's pouring them back and forth, so that indicates balance for me. And the Three of Pentacles here, I'm feeling like collaboration. You could work together. It could be a coworker of yours, or a boss of yours, or a business partner, or someone that you just like share an interest with, maybe, that you were going to work with. And this is something that this is something that maybe hasn't come up for you yet. Like it hasn't shown itself to you yet. This opportunity with this person hasn't been spoken about yet in this situation, you know, if this is resonating with you. Arrest is the outcome. Arrest, which is definitely a deserved rest, because walking away from things, even though you're walking towards something that's for your better good, it isn't easy. Ending cycles isn't easy. You know, making big life decisions isn't easy. And, you know, try to focus more on positive thoughts rather than thinking so much about the things that aren't going perfectly. You know what I mean? You have all the power in the world to change the situation and get yourself to walk away, because it's not easy to walk away at all from anything, no matter what it is. It's not easy to walk away, but the Eight of Cups, you know, this is walking away from something that wasn't there for your highest good. So it's for the better, you know, bittersweet, but for the better. And this person coming in, Queen of Swords, doesn't have to be female, but it's someone who's very sure of themselves, someone who's very confident, someone who I feel like is a hard worker. There's going to be even give and take between the two of you. You're both going to be putting your heart and soul into this project, whatever the heck that is, whatever the project is. And you're being guided to this person. Definitely being guided to this person. So don't resist change, because in doing that, you can miss out on things, or at least postpone them for yourself when you could have had them much sooner. So I'd like some advice. These cards are a mess. Let's shuffle this a little. Advice. Oh wow, this was like really quick. Oh goodness, it was very quick. Right to the point, I guess. All right, advice for Taurus. Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Based on career, soul path, life mission, hobbies. Ooh, warrior woman. Have you answered your deepest calling? Ooh, you're being called. You know where you're being called. Oh my goodness. When you're trying to ignore your intuition on something, you know it. You know it. Like you can probably, oh my goodness. This fell out, but I'll keep it in, and if it comes out again, it will. You know when, you know, your intuition is telling you to do the opposite thing that you're doing, you know, or to start something, or something like a subject keeps coming up and you learned about it and it just keeps coming up and you're like, why does this subject keep coming up? And that's your call to like look more into it, especially if it's something that interests you, something that you could enjoy. And this is the initiation, rite of passage, crossing the threshold. This card always reminds me of the Eight of Cups, because it's kind of like walking out of this darkness into this brighter area. There's like lightning, and I'm assuming thunder. It just like looks dark. This is dark. They're walking, and I'm looking at this like they're blocking the little cave thing here. But this card always reminds me of the Eight of Cups. So, I feel like that's you walking away from the things that don't serve you. The initiation, you know, where are you being called to? You're being initiated into the next level. And before you get to that next level, of course, there's going to be a rest period. After doing all of this internal work, it feels like internal work, a lot of internal work. Especially when you're trying to move away from something that doesn't serve you anymore. There's a reason why you're stopping yourself from doing so, especially if you know it's not for your highest good. So when you're trying to walk away from something that it's been hard for you to walk away from, there's internal work that needs to be done so that you can be in a place to do so. So that you can move on to what's meant for you next. And then this says, Star Mother, how can you mother yourself? You know, how can you give yourself a little bit of extra attention? How can you give yourself a little bit of extra love? So that it's easier for you to walk away from this situation, this job, this person, this like whatever it may be. And I know it may look hard, but if along the way you are making sure to check up on yourself and be honest with yourself, and hey self, what do you need today? Like be honest with the stuff that you need, the support that you need. I know it says how can you mother yourself, but in doing that, that's even like, making sure that you are surrounding yourself with people that you love and that support you and that can be there for you. That's, how can you mother yourself? That doesn't mean you have to do that alone, All right, let's see. Any other advice for Taurus based on these cards? For career. Oh, Priestess. How are you being called to step up and lead? Same thing. Basically the same thing. They even look similar too, kind of. Not the people, but the backgrounds. Yeah, I feel like you probably know you're being called. You probably know where, and you probably are just avoiding it. You're avoiding the walking away. Because, it's not easy for an earth sign to change, I know we said that earlier. So it's not easy for an earth sign to change things, especially things like foundations, like jobs, people they work with, business partners, paths. Oh my goodness, I almost fell out. Paths, interests, it's just not, like they like to keep things the same. Okay. Ooh, I always get this one. Ooh. This says, here, I'm gonna switch these. This says, share your voice, come out of the cave, persecution, expression. Yes, come out of hiding. This hiding that you're in. This secretive energy where you're like you're not showing everybody everything. You're kind of keeping things to yourself. Maybe you're keeping things to yourself because you're not 100% on them yet, and you don't want to talk about them before you're 100% on them. I got a sense of you asking for advice from somebody, but I wanted to also say with that is that you can like ask for like support or whatever from friends and opinions, like that's fine, but as long as you're not relying on other people's opinions to make like life decisions, you can talk to a million people on one subject and and try to get everybody's opinion on the path that should be taken or the steps that should be taken, but they're not going to give you as accurate advice as you can give yourself. So it's kind of like needing to look within and give yourself advice. Take your own advice. You have enough power to make the best choice, especially with all these options that are kind of like burdening you a little bit. Or maybe you're just like really thinking about how all these options that you have, and every option, it just seems like, oh, that's just too hard. There's something that needs to be let go of so that you can, move more into this Page of Cups energy of feeling like lucky and, feeling like you're kind of manifesting things for yourself. Oh my goodness, okay. All right, this says the ever unfolding rose, cracked open. It's happening for you, not to you. It's not happening to you. The world isn't happening to you. The universe isn't doing things to you. It's happening for you. You don't know the end game. You don't know where every step is leading you. So you need to trust in the fact that, your angels have your back. You have to trust in the fact that you are being led, and these callings that are happening, these intuitive messages maybe that are coming to you, or just like an intuitive feeling about a certain subject or a certain hobby or a certain interest of yours that you kind of have an inkling about, I feel like you're right about that and you are being called there. It keeps oh wow, this just popped out. This says trust the niggle. What is the niggling feeling trying to tell you? So like trust the urges, like trust the random like feelings to, you know, do something, or, you know, look into something, or, you know, why am I suddenly so interested in that subject? You know what I mean? Like, trust that. Trust the intuition. Beautiful. Oh, and yeah, just, you know, remember that there's divine purpose in everything that you are going through. There's going to be a purpose to everything, and no one can tell you when you're going to find that purpose, at what point it hits you. Oh, so that was why I had to go through that. You know, it's not like, it could be years down the line, it could be weeks, it could be days, it could be hours, you know. You don't know how long it'll take for you to see the whole reasoning for why you went through certain things. That's something you need to trust that there always is, and, you know, patiently wait for that to be unveiled to you. All right, maybe one more. Okay, that literally flew out so fast. Oh my goodness. Keepers of the earth, you are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand beside you. Right, you're not alone. You are being guided. The ancestors that you've had that maybe passed away, or ancestors maybe that you never even met, that passed away maybe before you were even born, they're with you, and they are helping guide you too, along with your inner being, source, all your other angels. It's also, you know, your guardian angels and your ancestors that are there for you as well. All right, so this was a beautiful message, and always remember that you are strong enough to go through these changes. Nothing's going to be thrown at you that you can't handle. You will be successful in this. I'm excited for you to meet this person and, you know, start on your journey for your life path and mission. Yeah, so I hope to see you next week for your love reading, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.